going on YouTube? Today we're going to be discussing Argenti, the brand new limited 5-star character that is coming out in the next couple days at the time of this recording. So let's first just discuss what Argenti does. He's going to be a physical irradiation unit. He's just going to be dealing massive amount of damage. That's basically just what his kit is. His basic attack is going to be a single target attack, obviously dealing physical damage. His skill is going to be an AoE attack, dealing damage to all enemies. It's not just enemies next to the main target. It's going to be all enemies, so that's going to be very nice. And his ultimate is going to be an AoE, and depending on how much energy you have, you can use one version of the ultimate or the other. The first being you are just going to be dealing damage to all enemies. That's just plain and simple. That's the first portion of the AoE. The second portion of the AoE is going to be called Merit Bestowed in My Garden. It's going to consume all the energy, which is going to be twice the amount of the first ultimate, and you're going to be dealing a massive amount of damage to all enemies, and further deals damage for 6 extra turns, dealing physical damage to a random enemy. So that's very nice. His talent is every hit when Argenti uses basic attack, skill, or ultimate, he's going to generate more energy for himself, which is very nice, as well as getting a stack of Apotheosis, which is going to increase his crit rate by 1%, stacking up to 10%, being a max of 10%. It might not seem like much, but you know, increased stacks of crit rate is always very nice. His technique is going to impair, cause daze to the enemies, and then when you attack them when they're in the daze state in the open world, you are going to be dealing physical damage to all enemies and generating energy for himself, which is very nice. So how am I going to build him if I don't even have Eidolons on him? Well, I think you're still going to be building him the same way. It's just, you just want raw damage. So the best overall relic set is going to be the Champion of Streetwise Boxing. Obviously at 2 pieces, you're going to be getting 10% of physical damage. Once you get all 4 pieces on, your attack is going to be increasing by 5 to a max of 5 times after, after the wearer attacks or is hit. So it's going to be nice. Obviously going to be cycling back down, coming back up, and the amount of damage he's going to be doing is going to be very warranted using that relic set. Now, for the ornament and the scarf, what are you going to want to be using? Well, I think the best one is going to be Firmament Frontline Glamath. You know, you want to be increasing your attack as much as possible. That's all he's essentially does. He does not provide a whole lot of other utility or just, you know, support for the team. He's just raw damage. That's just what he does. Massive AoE. So having this ornament set is just going to be increasing his attack by 12%. And if your speed is higher than 130, 160, the wearer is going to get an additional 12% or 18% additional damage. That's just essentially what you want to do. You know, obviously your substats, depending on what your relic set and your ornaments are, you know, if you are going to be using the Firmament Frontline Glamath, you want your speed to be very high, so focus on that. But you really just want to be having the attack, the crit rate, and the crit damage just high, because again, he's going to be building up his crit rate. So the higher the crit damage you have, and that little bit of the higher the crit rate you have, is going to be good, because he's just going to be constantly attacking. That's just what he is. So good supports, I would say, for him, or good other units on the team with him, I would say is going to be Ting Yuan, just because, you know, she's that girl. So, you know, she is definitely going to be a unit that you are going to want to use, because you are going to be increasing Argenti's attack, also giving him a lot of energy for his ultimate, because while the first ultimate is nice, it's low energy, you want to be using the higher ultimate to be able to do more damage, as well as, you know, getting stacks. That's what you want. Some other units you might want to use are going to be Japard, maybe for, you know, just shield. But that's basically it. Argenti is a unit you can splash on a bunch of different teams, and with his release, they're going to be trying to showcase him. So the Memory of Chaos is going to be focused on physical, and it's going to be a lot of enemies as per usual. But would he be a must summon unit? Given the 1.6 units that are going to be coming out, I would say he is probably not a must summon unit. The only downside, I think, is that Hanya is on his banner, but otherwise, I would say Argenti is probably a skip and wait to see how he does with people showcases, and then make your decision for whenever he has a rerun.